coming up on day 7. I feel like I haven't talked to my phone / audience all day, probably because I haven't. So today was kind of like different from our regular schedule. So if you saw before, you might have seen like we were like moving mattresses in and out of different rooms. And so in the States, what happens is like the waste management will come and pick up like a large quantity of like trash or like things that you want to dispose of, but they'll only do it twice a year. So we kind of like wrapped these mattresses for the waste management to pick up, but then, you know, since this only happens twice a year, we were like, okay, well, you want to make it worth it, so let's start organizing and kind of see if there are other things that need to be disposed of, and then this whole like organizing frenzy kind of took over. We're moving beds, we're building bed frames, we're like putting things here and there, consolidating things into more organized, you know, containers, which is like, to a lot of people, like they hate doing these things, but I love organizing things and consolidating them because I just feel like it's so satisfying. And I was telling my mother-in-law, I'm like, and my father-in-law too, I'm like, well, you know, I feel like I do this every time I move into a new classroom. It's like I go in and I'm like, okay, what are the things that I know I'm going to use? What are the things that are helpful? And anything else you just purge. And even, I have not always been like this, but I think living abroad and living internationally and literally, you know, just having your suitcases has made me just really be mindful of, I don't want to get too philosophical, but like be mindful of the things that I keep in my life. So the things that I keep in my life that are the material things, as well as the things that I keep in my life that are like ideas or people or relationships that could be negative or toxic and things like that. So, you know, every so often I feel like it's really important to just reflect and examine the things that you've kind of been holding on to. And just kind of like when you're sorting your things in the garage, like, are these things helpful? Are they valuable? Why am I holding on to them? Is this a good reason? So anyway, that was a bit of a tangent, but so yeah, so we spent a lot of the day organizing. I did take a break to watch RuPaul's Drag Race, because let me tell you about RuPaul's Drag Race. It has, I feel like it's literally been my rock this whole year. I don't know why, but I was just hesitant to watch RuPaul's Drag Race for a long time. And you know, with everything that happened this year in 2020, I just started and binged and just fell in love. And then a good friend of mine got me on the World of Wonder app, and I'm just like, I'm all caught up, and I'm watching like All Stars 5 right now, and I am living and gooped and gagged with everybody else with all the twists and turns that happen. And it's just a great escape, and like all the folk on there are just like super positive, and RuPaul is just really inspiring. And I mean, it's a show, but I love the show. So I watched a little bit of RuPaul's Drag Race, and then my brother-in-law and his girlfriend came over for dinner, and I thought that I took pictures of this dinner, but I didn't. So maybe I'll find some stock photos or whatever. But it was like salmon and mashed potatoes and broccoli and corn, and the salmon had this like really yummy sauce on it. And you know, anytime people come over for dinner, it's like it's nice because, like, you know, I showered and I washed my hair, I put on like kind of a normal outfit. This is a romper, so like not really an outfit because it's only one thing, but but it's not just like sports clothes or pajamas, so I feel like that's a win, you know. Yeah, and we were going to work out this evening if my brother-in-law and his girlfriend didn't come over. But you know, we're here to spend time with people. And so, like, I think the time was spent well. And that's the important thing. You know, like, I can make up my workout on Saturday, or I can do like a 2 a day another day. Like, we have a lot of time, right? So, but you really don't know the time that you have with people, and it's just sharing time with people is why we're here. Whether or not, you know, we can hug or not, you know, which we can't right now, but it's just, you know, being around, I think, is really important. Oh, and I had some folk asking like why I'm quarantining, and I'm not sick. But since hubby and I traveled from Taiwan, and we have some things going on in our household, health-wise, we're just distancing ourselves just to be safe for about 2 weeks. And to be honest, I'm really scared of getting sick from other people, so I want to stay inside anyway. You know, it sounds like kind of weird, but it's just a priority for me and where I'm at right now. And I appreciate just people being respectful of that and really understanding. And we've had such great friends throughout all of this, which I also really appreciate. So yeah, so like, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Like, I was telling people to subscribe as a joke, but like, some people actually are, so thank you so much, really appreciate it. And I'll try to do like a song and dance maybe more entertaining. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but thank you so much. Please stay safe. Day 7. Good night.